Hi, and welcome to DM's Familiar. I'm Todd. I'm going to give you a quick overview of what DM's Familiar can do for you as a game master. I won't dive into anything too deep. We'll just get a quick overview of everything. Let's get started. First thing I want to show you is the combat board. It's where you'll spend a lot of your time in DM's Familiar. You open that up right here with the swords, cross swords, and you see our combat board. At the top here, you can see that we have some PCs there in the white there. And then I've entered some monsters in here already. So we've got a battle between some Lich and Orcs and some PCs. Okay. DM's Familiar does come with 3.5 data as well as Pathfinder data. I happen to be looking at the Pathfinder data here. So the combat board will help you run all of your combat. It kind of does most everything you're going to be doing in combat. First thing, of course, that you do is roll initiative. So I can go roll initiative for everyone. Looks like I've got PCs turned off. I've got it turned off so that we don't roll initiative for PCs. We let the PCs roll it, and then I can come in here and change it real quick. And when I resort that, so there's our combat. You can see the monsters have been given an initiative automatically. Combat's ready to start. Who's ever at the top of the board, it's their turn. So we can have the orc go. Now the combat board will also allow you to make die rolls for attack and damage. So I can come down here to the attacks, and we'll have this orc throw his javelin. And you get a little output window here. Bring it on top. Hit AC 6 for 7 damage. Not too exciting. And when he's done, I just go done. You see that Orc 2 drops down to the bottom of the board. He's now in round 2 at his initiative, and it's now some of the PC's turn. Okay. As the PCs go, you would say, Kyra, your turn. When Kyra's done, you just click next, next, next to make your way through everything. The orc, we can have him use his falchion, and the next one, and so on. Okay, so keeps your initiative organized, lets you know whose turn it is, keeps everything moving real smoothly, makes your attack and damage roll for you, no problem. The attack rolls can get much more complicated than that. So for example, if we look at the Lich and have him make his melee touch attack, you see it all get laid out there for you. Touch attack, AC 24, damage. There's a note to remind you that it causes paralysis. Gives you there's a note there on what the DC is for that. And then another note here just for this creature reminding you that it's got an aura of fear to go with it. So kind of all of that complex stuff it can do for you. You'll also notice that with the Lich highlighted here in the combat board, you can see kind of his crucial stats. There's his AC, touch, flat-footed is there. The saves show up, and he's got a little star that says he's got some special saves, and then the tooltip gives you that. You've got the reach, and it also shows that there's a DR on that creature. So all of that information right at your fingertips to keep you organized. The combat board can do more die rolling than just the initiative for you. So let's say Ezrin, the party wizard, gets off a fireball and hits everybody with it. I can come up here to the roller, and I can go reflex save. And you can see the reflex save column then shows up, and it shows me that the orc got a 4, the Lich got a 24, and on down the board. Now the PCs, they probably didn't get hit by the fireball. I let them roll, or you're just kind of ignoring that. It does other rolls for you in there as well. So you can go in there and say, give me a perception check. And it gives everyone a perception check real quick for you. So sometimes like if with your PCs, if you've got a surprise coming and you don't want to ask them to make a perception roll, you want to keep it secret, you can make your perception roll right here for the party and they don't know what's going on. This will also apply damage. Let's say Ezrin's fireball was 32 points of damage. I can come down here to my Lich, click it. You can see that he's currently got 111 hit points. And if I just click the button, he gets 39. I can right click it and we'll heal him up. We can right click it and give him half damage since he made his save. Does all the math for you right there. Quick and easy. So that's the combat board where you'd spend a lot of time doing a lot of stuff. The second area I want to take a look at is the reference library. The reference library in DM's Familiar is all of this stuff here, and basically it just puts all of the rules of the game right at your fingertips. So you can look up creatures, equipment, feats you can look up, all real easy with a click. So like, for example, let's take a look at spells. I click on spells, bring it up so you can see it, And there's one spell, but I can click the Find button and I can go Invisibility. I just type INVIS. There's Invisibility, hit Enter. There's the Invisibility spell. So all of the information about it, the full text is in here, like I said, Pathfinder and 3.5 data, whichever one you want to use when you install it. So you can quickly look that up, puts the rules right at your fingertips. As well as you can always change this stuff. I mean, all of this stuff is fields that you can type in, so you can add new content of your own. A new book comes out, you want to put that in there, you can do all of that. That's a spell. We can also look up rules, so I can go rules. Here's our rule screen. Shrink it down a sec. And I can go grappled. Okay, there's how grapple checks works. You can look that up real quick. What else will I show you? I'll show you the creature one. It's just fairly complicated and kind of big. So a lot of tabs there, but all of the information's for your creatures. Right there we can get to it nice and quick and easy. You will notice that this is a nice Windows program, so I can move around, have multiple things open at the same time. If I get confused or lost, you'll notice like spells are hiding there. If I click the button for spells, it jumps back to the top for me. You can also, if you want more than one open at a time, I can right-click the spells, or any one of these, but we'll do the spells. Right-click it, it gives me another one. I can go right-click again and open a third one, and then go right-click again, open a fourth one. And you can have as many of those open as you want that you can deal with. So that's the reference library, all the rules of the game in their various categories, all right at your fingertips. I'll go ahead and close those all up. The way. And then the last major area of DM's Familiar is what we call the codex tree. The codex tree is a place where you can kind of organize everything. So I'll pop it up. And we have here, right, I've put in my adventure. The Dungeons of Doom is in here. It's got just 3 areas with some various things in them. Now, like this main entrance, if I double click this, it opens up a little text box for me. So I can, type in whatever notes, anything I want to do in there. You can see that it's also got some entries that tie back to reference library stuff. So like the main entrance has got an orc. If I double click this, it opens up the orc for me. Okay. So there's my adventure just laid out with some rooms, the monsters that are in the room, so everything's organized. I've also put up some frequent rules that I can never remember in the middle of the game, how to get those right. So I can, boom, open up the invisibility rules, just have the codex tree open while I'm playing. So that's the codex tree, kind of keeps everything organized for you together. Now, all of these 3 things, the combat board, the reference library, and the codex tree, they kind of all work together. You see that a little bit here. We've got the rules. So I can go in, if I go double click the rule, it opens up to the invisibility spell. This is the reference library again, just the same normal reference library screen. If I want to add stuff to the let's add Keen Scent. That's a rule, and we got a druid in the party who's constantly casting that. I can just drag and drop it onto the frequent rules, and there it is. So that when I then double click, it'll pop it right open for me. Okay, so anything in the reference library can go into the codex tree, and the stuff that you put in the codex tree, you can open right back up. I'll close these. The same kind of goes for the combat board. So on the combat board, I can double click on the orc, and it opens up the orc creature reference for me, the reference library for the orc for me. So I can see all of the orc information if I need to check notes or if I can't remember what feats he had. They're right there. All of these, again, tied together. So if I can't remember what weapon focus is, I can double click it, and it opens up the feat reference library for me and shows me weapon focus. Or if I go over to skills, I can't remember how intimidate works. I just click the old I button, and it opens up the skill reference library for me. So I can see kind of all of that stuff together. Lich. I can come over to spells and see what spells he's got. Magic Missile, I can never remember maybe. You double click it. Oh, looks like I don't have Magic Missile in here for some reason. So all of the stuff, everything tied together. Combat board to keep your combat organized. Reference library to give you all the rules. Quickly look those up. And then codex tree to kind of organize all that stuff and put it all together for you. That's kind of the overview of your DM's Familiar. Hope that's of interest to you. If so, Download our completely free demo. That's the full version of the program, nothing crippled or turned off in it. Use it for 30 days. If you like it, great. You purchase, we activate it for you, and you keep right on using it. Thanks for taking a look at DM's Familiar.